Hello, I'm Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and in this episode, I want to examine a notion from author Joyce Carol Oates, and that is that a lot of people want to be married, but they don't want to get married. Now, what does this mean? Well, before I get into it, I want to quickly take the opportunity to invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. That way you get all the various lessons and episodes that I put out right when I put them out. So let's consider this. A lot of people want to be married, but they don't want to get married. Okay. Well, what does marriage represent? Well, the idealistic version that is most often represented is there's, families in a house, there's kids, everything's settled in, life is good, everyone's in a groove, everything's steady, and so forth, right? Now, getting married, well, that involves dating, meeting people, getting your heart broken potentially, the whole nervousness, is he the one, is he not, or is she the one, is she not, all these different aspects, and then the marriage planning, and then kind of the whole hassle of getting that house, starting a family, and all that stuff, right? So it's a process, for lack of a better term. Okay, so how does this apply to the creative world? Well, same thing. There's a lot of people who idealize having finished something, right? Whether it's a book, whether it's a music album, a film, whatever it may be, right? They want to be in the marriage, right? That's the marriage aspect. They want to have created this ideal version. They don't want to go through the process to get there. They don't want to get married. And in the creative world, get married, that means put in the work. And I see this so often. You know, it's funny, I thought about this very recently. And whenever I talk with certain people that I haven't talked to in a while and kind of update them on what I've been up to, they're like, oh my God, that's so amazing, that's incredible, that's so exciting. And especially when they say, like, that's so exciting, I'm like, is it? It's not really that exciting. Like, I know my life. If anyone really came and observed me, my life is pretty boring on a day-to-day level. The exciting part is when you finally get to complete it and people get to see it and see the final product. That's the exciting part. And sure, it's exciting to me seeing the things come together and so forth. But from a third-party observer, what I do is, like I said, very boring. In fact, even myself at times, aspects of it are boring and, to be honest, sometimes even frustrating and, debilitating. I'm like, right? So, I certainly am someone who, quote unquote, would love to be married. And if I can avoid the getting married part, that'd be great. But I don't know how you get from one to the other. And so we really have to, and again, I'm using that on a metaphorical level, although marriage would be great too. But I'm speaking about it in that sense, and we have to, as creatives, apply that in our day-to-day thinking. That's what Joyce Carol Oates is really aiming towards, is to do that every single day. Like, if you want to be an author, this is what it takes, to be an author. You have to put in that work. And it's funny, as kind of another tip of hers, one of the things that she kind of focuses on is sometimes, like, it's just as tired as you may be in certain aspects, or like, not want to do, when I say tired, basically you just don't want to do the creative work. Rather than talk about how much, like, you want to do the work and so forth, and even though sometimes it's just easier to do it, right? It's no different than, like, working out. Thinking about working out and spending time not working out and so forth is ultimately harder than just kind of doing it, And so that kind of goes into all of this. So if you have the inclination that you want to pursue something, rather than consider it and X, Y, and Z and so forth and give in to resistance, just kind of do it and get the momentum going. And then what you ultimately find is you will get to that quote-unquote marriage, right? But all things in life are a process. And you don't get there without going through that process. So, let's stop glamorizing the end product only and really consider that, yes, if these are the things that you absolutely love, then it takes time and effort and patience and will and rest. You can't just work nonstop and all these things. So that's the message I have for you today. I hope you take it to heart. If you have any questions or thoughts of your own, please let me know. You can share them down in the comment section or hit me up on social media at Svitek. Likewise, if you think this message might be of benefit to somebody, please share it. I certainly would appreciate it, as I appreciate you, and hope to see you next time.